there it goes. Whoops, out of frame. All right, so I gotta stop looking at the screen, look at where that supposedly camera is. It's so annoying because I feel stupid. I don't know. I guess if I could wash my face, I know what I'm looking at. Never mind. All right, so we're here for this revelation I had, right? It's a fucking revelation. Motherfucking revelation. Why don't new games need manuals? Instruction manuals don't come with new games, right? All right, and I picked up a flash card for the Atari 2600, and it's cool, man. I mean, I fired up, had a million games on there after I loaded, an SD card into it, and playing games, and I ended up gravitating right back to like Missile Command and fucking Asteroids, same old shit, right? And why? Why? Okay, because those games had cover art, boxes, manuals, things that I'll tell you what, at that level of fucking gaming, you need. Because without the fucking manual, or even a box to like suggest what they're trying to do, because the box never had screenshots, or if they were on the back, maybe. Okay, but the front of the box is like this fucking picture of stuff, of what, you're supposed to imagine it was. And, and then the NES, there's so many fucking games, man. If you have no access to the manual or how the game plays, fuck you. You ain't never getting nowhere in the game, because they assumed you had the manual when they made this stuff, because it was all experimental back. I mean, it was trying to find ways to make games, and some games were intuitive. Other games relied on you being able to read the manual, and without it, you ain't got nowhere. But the Atari is what really hit. When I got the 2600 flash card, it really hit home of why it went from manuals and boxes and box art necessarily being necessary to, I mean, games are so realistic now. Plus, you can't fucking play through a game without a goddamn tutorial and every goddamn button press, which I can't stand. They should at least give you the option on a new game of start from the beginning with no fucking tutorial, or start from the beginning where you want them to tell you what to do. If they've done this already, then they might have, because I don't know, because I ain't got a fucking PS4 or Xbox One. I got a PS3. My kid has a 360. He's got newer stuff too, but I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe now you could shut off every goddamn suggestion at every turn, for the first fucking 2 hours of the game of telling you what to do. Now, 16-bit, there's still some cryptic games, but for the most part, you could usually figure it out without an instruction manual. Then 32-bit, with the transition to 3D, that could help somewhat. I think in some situations. I still think it's a viable thing that you need and you want. Even if you only did it once, or you read the story, because they're more story driven than 16-bit and 8-bit games were. They tried to be. And, then once you moved out of that, then the story came out more in the game, because, the fucking sizes got bigger. Once you had DVD access, then you got big access for, shit. So anyway, that's why there ain't no fucking manuals nowadays. Because they're not fucking 8-bit. Not even, what's 8? What the fuck's an Atari? 4-bit, 2-bit. They needed manuals and fucking boxes. 8-bit, definitely, I would say, still necessary. 16-bit, debatable. 32-bit, switching over with the bigger stories, but still, maybe not as without. It doesn't have the tutorials that these new fucking games have. So I just still need just to let you know how to fucking play the game. You know, the buttons and shit. And the new games don't need it. So that's why we don't get no fucking manuals no more, bitches. Well, maybe you don't. I still do because I haven't played nothing. I don't play nothing new. Well, nah, not really. It's been a while. My newest game, I guess, to play is Bloodstained, and it aggravates me with some things with that game. As far as setting up a controller, I'd really like to have a full digital controller, no analog fucking input into it. And I haven't been able to set that situation up yet, but I'm working on it. I think the new Saturn controller I got might be able to fix it with its dual input setups and stuff. We'll see. And mapping buttons. We're not going to a fucking, an interface in between. Because I don't want no lag. Anyway, people. Fucking game on, bitches. Love y'all. Later.